All right, so you're thinking about making a move to Roseburg area? Well, in this video, I'm going to take you for a neighborhood tour and show you everything Myrtle Creek has got to offer. And you're not going to want to miss it because I've got a couple little cool surprises that Myrtle Creek's got that might make you want to start looking in the Myrtle Creek area. So with that, let's get on with the video. All right, so today it's a Saturday afternoon, a little rainy outside, but we are going to jump in the truck and see what Myrtle Creek has got to offer. So if you guys are thinking about making a move here, let me know. I've got a lot of small little hidden neighborhoods that you might be interested in, but it all depends on what you're actually looking for. Leave me a comment down below, call, text, email. All my contact information is down below. I'd love to hear from you. I help people move to this area all the time. I absolutely love it. So with that, let's check out Myrtle Creek. All right, so we are starting on Division. We just came off of North Myrtle. To the right is the junior high school. Off to the left is one of the community parks. To the left here is the dog park, completely fenced in. Then we've got the skate park, which is also over to the left, and also the community pool. It's a nice little neighborhood just to the northwest side of town. Now we're pulling back out on Division. Division just kind of wraps around, ends up on Main Street. And straight ahead would be Main Street with the light. This is the Painted Lady. It's a bed and breakfast. It is kind of a neat little spot. A lot of tchotchkes, and they do a tea type breakfast thing. Now as we turn onto this road, off to the right is SoCo Coffee, and off to the left is El Azteca Mexican Restaurant. Both pretty neat businesses here in town. Coffee shop is a great little spot. Now as we cross over, we are heading towards we are heading towards Millsite Park. Off to the left, there's some baseball fields, soccer fields, sand volleyball fields. Then straight ahead would be the disc golf course. Now we're turning into the RV park here in Myrtle Creek. Up ahead Right off to the right there is the yurt that you can rent. This park has a lot of different events. The summer festival is one of the biggest events they have. It's got fireworks shows, all different kinds of stuff. They've got music in the park here, but the summer festival is pretty much the biggest festival. As you can see there, the music in the park. Off to the left, past the disc golf fields, would be the South Umpqua River. This is a nice park here. You know, I walk my dog here all the time. It's a nice, friendly park. You can see up above in that corner there, Cooper loves it. And we're heading on the front side of the park here. That covered green area is the volleyball fields, and then what you see up there in the corner is the covered pavilion. Also, it's got a covered play area, which is also really cool for the kids. So when it's raining like today, really neat spot just to take the kids. Covered play area, so pretty decent. This building right ahead of us is the Elks Club, and then we are pulling up back onto Main Street. This is the only traffic light in Myrtle Creek. And this car pulls out in front of me. Right up ahead of us, that's Tommy's Restaurant. Awesome place for burgers. One of the good burger places here in Myrtle Creek. There's one other one, but Tommy's is pretty good. Over here on the left, or on the right, is one of the two covered bridges here in Myrtle Creek. Now we are on Riverside Drive. This is going to turn into South Myrtle Road outside of town. And that just kind of keeps going up towards the mountains. But we are going to take this turn here. This is the Days Creek Cutoff Road. Once upon a time, this road used to go all the way over to Days Creek over the hills. But too many people did dumping. They took the junk cars up there, dumped a bunch of trash, so they closed that road off up this road a few miles. But we are just going to wind around here. This road kind of sits to the south of the Myrtle Creek. And then on the other side of the creek is a neighborhood. All those homes were built in the mid-90s to early 2000s. This road will take you to the back side of the golf course. But we are going to go up here and go over the Neil Lane covered bridge. I think these covered bridges are pretty cool. Hold a lot of history in these towns and how these towns were built and their infrastructure back then. Now we are on Neil Lane. Off to the left, they are putting in about 50 new homes. They're doing a subdivision right now, so it's just in the beginning stages. They're putting in roads and sewers and all that kind of stuff. That's off to the left here. We're going to take a right, and straight ahead would be the golf course. It's closed today, but these homes are probably some of the most expensive homes here. They don't really sit on the golf course. I guess in Myrtle Creek, this would probably be as close as you would get to a golf course community. These homes are probably these homes are on the higher end of the price scale for Myrtle Creek. These homes here would probably be in about the mid fours or lower $500,000 homes here. Much more than that in Myrtle Creek, it's going to be kind of a stretch, just because there's not a lot of homes at that price range here in Myrtle Creek. The price range, the average and median price range for Myrtle Creek is about $325,000. For $325,000, you can get one of these homes that we're going to pull into this neighborhood here. They're 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, roughly around 12, 13, 1,400 square feet, and depending on the condition and the style, they're gonna range from the $325,000 to the $350,000 range, and that's pretty typical for some of these homes down this way. But in Myrtle Creek, you have the best chances of getting a pretty good, decent home for in the mid 200s, or even sometimes the lower 200s. The one downside about Myrtle Creek is, and also why prices are a little lower, is because you are about 20 minutes to Roseburg, and that's where you're going to do all your major shopping and that kind of convenience. So for a lower home price, you are going to be paying a little bit more for your convenience. You got to drive a little bit farther to get up to Roseburg for all your necessities. These are the homes I was talking about here. They're all right around the $325,000 to $350,000 range. A bunch of these homes just sold in that range. This one off to the right sold for $325,000. This one on the left just sold for $315,000. And if we crossed over here, that would take us into a little bit cheaper neighborhood. A lot of those homes back in there in the high 200s to mid 200 range. Now we're back on Riverside Drive, heading back to Neil Lane. This is the road that would take us out to the mountains, turns into gravel, but it takes you up to a cool little spot called Red Top Pond. I'd say that's probably going to be about 20-25 minutes to get up those hills and get up that way. Pretty cool little spot. A lot of people go up there and just take the kids up fishing. But here we're on Neil Lane. And this is that neighborhood where your homes are going to be right around the mid 200s. And watch out for the ducks. And this would be Bond Street. Some of the lower end homes, some of these homes are a little run down. It's a little rougher homes down this way, but still not a bad area. So a lot of people, you can leave me a comment what you think about that area if you are from Myrtle Creek. But then we're turning back onto, this is Johnson Street. Johnson Street will run you all the way from downtown to Neil Lane. And this is kind of just a main little road. Even though this is a through road, still pretty mild neighborhood. Not a lot of traffic, fairly quiet, just a small little community neighborhood. And here we're on Broadway. This will take us into the part of the downtown area, but we're going to take a turn right up here and we're going to go into another park. Coming up straight ahead, we're going to be entering Evergreen Park. This is just a small little park. It's a good spot if you're in this neighborhood just to walk to. There's a couple tennis courts off to the left, play area, picnic areas. And in the summertime, it's kind of cool because you can kind of just come down here, hang out with the kids at the play area, and then over here, kind of by where this Jeep is, off in that grassy area, is the creek. So you can kind of just spend time down there by the creek, little picnic or whatever. But this is just a small little quiet park, rarely used, unless it's basically used by these neighbors that just all live right around this area that just walk to it. Now we're turning back down Broadway. Just right up here to the left is going to be the post office. Something interesting about living in town in Myrtle Creek, there's not, a lot of these addresses do not have postal service, so it's kind of required that you have a post office box here. So if you live in town, that is, or are thinking about moving to the town, getting a post office box is going to be necessary. So something to be aware of. And we're right back onto Main Street. And we're heading away from the downtown area now. Off to the right, that would be Johnson Street. That will head you all the way back down to Neal. This is going to take us back to Division. And straight ahead would be the community pool and the community park. Basketball courts are off to the left, as well as the skate park and dog park. So we're back here on Division. And Division will take you right in. It'll take you out to North Myrtle. And North Myrtle will also head you up to those hills.
and end up in some logging roads and BLM land. That's quite a ways out, about 20 miles, but or you can go straight at this Y coming up, and that'll take you and meet you up with South Myrtle. And
All right, guys. So I really hope you really enjoyed Myrtle Creek. If you got any questions, comments, leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you got to say about Myrtle Creek. And if you're interested about Myrtle Creek or any other area here in Douglas County, leave me a comment, give me a call, text, email. I get calls all the time from people looking to move to this area. I absolutely love it. And let's figure out what's the best area for you and your family. So with that, you guys have a great day. Check out these other videos.